Boom. Okay, so here we go right now. And as I had started, I already started the class, but today is week 4 for CAD for Construction, spring 2021. And we are looking, today is February 17th. So we're looking right now at the dots 1 and dots 2 drawings, just how you work those and how you go ahead and use your dots to go ahead and connect these. So we looked at dots 1 and now this is dots 2. So we have those right there. So if I were to go here and take a look at dots 1 looks like this. And we can go ahead and take a look at what this one looks like. When you go through the steps, you'll go ahead and get a star, okay? And the other one is this one, which will actually give you a basically the shape of a jet, you know, a fighter. So we got those right there. So these are a couple things that I put in there as extra content for you to learn AutoCAD. I don't require them. I give them out there because they're actually kind of fun, and it's a great little method for learning AutoCAD. So that's something I'm just going to recommend to you. Not going to make you do it though, and I'm not going to grade it, but it's something that I think it's a great little thing to have out there. I like to give you plenty of content so you guys can learn this stuff. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so let's get back to over here. What are we talking about next? So we got the CAD Basics week 1, as Ed mentioned. So CAD Basics week 1, we went over this right now. What else do we have in here? Well, we have one thing here called AutoCAD interface tweaks. This is something that you want to go over. And then I went over the very first week, and that you always want to go over. You want to make sure these things are turned on. So just to go over this real quickly, the AutoCAD interface tweaks are, first of all, you want to make sure your coordinates are on. This is where you go through the customization, like I just showed. You go through customization, you turn the coordinates on, dynamic input on, line weight on, and units on. That's the same thing you have right there. Your command line you want to take and drag it to the bottom. And then your menu bar, you want to show the menu bar. That's something, I'm not going to worry about that right there. And then we have a couple of things. I've got several different shortcuts here. Like for instance, you type the letter L and hit the enter key, it starts the line command. You type the letter Z and hit the enter key, it starts the zoom command. The same is true if you type the letter F and hit the enter key, it starts the fillet command. M is move and so forth. So these are shortcuts that you have right there. That's the AutoCAD interface tweaks. Just want to show you the content that we have out here, because since I didn't make you buy a book, there's a lot of content out here for you to study and get familiar with, so you can become adept and familiar with AutoCAD. So you have that right there. Now let's get to the next one, AutoCAD intro quiz. Let's go ahead and go through this. Now, some of you may know some of these answers, and so as you do, I'm going to just encourage you to go ahead and just shout it out here. We're going to start here. This is how these work. So when you go into these, you start them up, and it actually starts to ask you questions. I'm in the AutoCAD intro quiz. Let's go to question number 1. So how do you cancel a command using the keyboard? Here's the 4 choices. Press F2, press the escape key, press the control key, or press the delete. Which answer do you think is correct there?
Escape.
Escape.
Escape. Actually, it is escape. So when you press escape, that's correct. All right. And so I got that, and I can hit save answer. All right. So I got that. Now moving down here. What is the quickest way to repeat a command? Does anybody know?
Enter.
Enter, exactly right. You press enter. And by the way, if you don't know these, you can actually look them up in the Zoom. I showed you guys that right here. But escape, again, gets you out of it. Enter will repeat it. Let me show you how that works. So if I'm over here in AutoCAD, and if I'm in this command right here, I'm in this right now, and let's say I start the line command. I start the line command, I go ahead and draw some lines right here, and I end it. Watch what happens when I hit the enter key. I hit the enter key, it starts it right back up again. So the enter key actually does start it up. The other way you can do it is right click your mouse, and it's right up at the top. Repeat line is right up here. Also, you'll see repeat recent input right here. So you could actually get it here too from a listing. So that's what you do there. Very good.
I usually use spacebar.
Spacebar works too. Spacebar works. Who said that?
Andrew.
Yeah, that works. That works as well. Thank you. Spacebar does the same thing. Okay, next thing is question number 3. How are points specified in the AutoCAD Cartesian workspace? In other words, when you're placing a value, is it just X value, Y value, X value by Y value? In other words, do you type in, like, let's say 4 by 6, or do you type in the Y value, comma, the X value, or the X value, comma, the Y value?
X, comma, Y.
It's X, comma,
Right
Y,
now.
exactly. It's X value, comma, Y. Okay, that's how that works right there. So we go ahead and save that once you have that. Question number 4. How do you know if a file has not been saved after it has been modified? This is interesting here. All right, here's the thing. Okay, the choices are: its tab displays a white background in the file tabs bar. It displays an asterisk next to its name in the file tabs bar. Its tab is highlighted in blue in the file tabs bar. Its tab always
B.
displays next to the tab. What's I hear someone talking. What's up there?
B.
It is B. Yes, this one.
Yeah, the asterisks.
Yeah, let me show you what happens there. See what I've got going on right here? See, I'm in this right now. See that little asterisk right there? That tells me that that's going on right there. So I could actually do this. I could get rid of these lines and do that, but it's still started. So if I hit my save key, watch what happens. I hit the save key and the asterisk goes away. Okay, that understands that it's been saved. So that's very good. You guys are doing great. Okay, so we'll continue back over here. And next one, question 5. How do you fit the entire drawing in the drawing window? And here's your choices. Double click on the right mouse button, hold Control and scroll the mouse wheel, double click the mouse wheel, or hold the mouse wheel and move the cursor.
Double click.
Yeah, double click the mouse wheel. That's correct. So I hit save and submit. I'd go ahead and do that. And it says here's the test submission confirmation. Click OK to return the test. Click OK to submit it. I hit OK, boom. And it comes up right here and it gives me this. And I have this test, save and submit. I hit OK. And it tells me how I did here. It tells me that it gives me the answers. It gives me feedback right now. So it gives the correct answer right there for each one of these. And we got all of them right. So these are how the quizzes work. They're great for review as well. So anyway, we got those as well. So 5 out of 5 points. Boom. That's a pretty easy one. Okay. Going 3 hours and 11 minutes. I don't think so. Anyway, we'll back up. Anyway, not going to worry about that. So that's how the quizzes work. I've got a couple more. I just want to kind of go over with you just to kind of like go over some very basics.
Fill that one out?
What was that?
Do you want us to fill that out?
Yeah, just go ahead and do that. If you guys want to go ahead and just knock that out, I just gave you the answers. So either you can write the, you can go do it along with me or write those answers down, okay? But I definitely do want you guys to do the quizzes just so that you guys know you got that. All right, next thing. Okay, any questions about that besides the question that was just asked about if I want you guys to do that? Okay, the next one we're going to go to here is matching O-snap markers. Now, this is something I like to go over because it can be a little bit confusing. I just want you guys to feel confident with this. So matching O-snap markers, we go to here. And as I go to here, same thing. It tells me O-snaps are identified by a marker when drawing in AutoCAD. Write in the name of each O-snap marker. These may all be found in the O-snap settings dialog box. So you can go ahead and find these, on your own. So I'll go to continue. Okay, as I go to continue, I've got these. Here's the first one right here. Now let me go back. Let's go find out what this looks like. So remember the shape. I'm going to go over here and you guys can tell me which one it is. So if I go over here and go to the Object Snap settings, which of those settings is identified with that marker?
Endpoint.
It's endpoint, exactly. So you just go out to here and I'd go back out to here and I just go ahead and type in right in here, endpoint. So E-N-D, and you do have to spell it correctly. So you could just, whatever. Okay, next one. Anyone know what this one is on the top of your head? What the triangle is?
Midpoint.
It's midpoint, that's right. Okay, midpoint. And just to show you how that works, and I go ahead and save the answer and save the answer here. And if I go back to here, I go back over and take a look at these and I take a look at this and I say, okay, what do we have here? And that's midpoint. Very good. So then go to the next one. Okay, this one looks like a circle. Let's see what we have down here though. Yeah, it's right there. So this one would be the center. It's a center object snap. Okay, go ahead and save that answer right there too. And next one, this one. Okay, that looks like it's like a circle with an X through it. So let's see what happens with that one. Let's go ahead and see what AutoCAD gives us for that. Take a look at these and which is the proper object snap for that one.
Node.
It's node, exactly. So we go to node, we go ahead and type in node, N-O-D-E. All right, save the answer, boom, tells me you get a point. Okay, next one. Looks like a diamond. Let's check that one out. So back over to here, which one is the diamond?
Quadrant.
Quadrant, you got it. You guys are killing it. All right, so quadrant, Q-A-D-R-A-N-T, like that. All right, save the answer, boom, gives you a point. Next one. This next one, we'll go down to here. Okay, how about the X?
Intersection.
Professor.
Intersection. Yeah, question?
Yeah, while I was doing the homework, mine wouldn't let me mirror over it because it said I didn't have a midpoint.
Yeah, you got to turn on your midpoint object snap. Now, I don't know how you drew your object, but the thing is, when you're drawing it, first of all, you have to have the midpoint object snap turned on, and then you also have to select an object where it actually will find that. So it could have been a couple things that actually didn't go quite right for you. I'd have to actually see what happened to give you a better answer than that. But does that help? Does that clear it up a little bit though?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Next one down here looks like this. Looks like a couple of squares that are kind of diagonal to each other. So which one would that be?
Insertion.
Insertion. Now, insertion is an interesting object snap because what that allows you to do, the insertion allows you to actually go ahead and to have the different items that would actually be located where you insert your text or you insert a block. Okay, we're going to look at blocks tonight. But when you insert text, it actually remembers where you started it from. That's its insertion point. The same is true for blocks. So if you put in a block of a chair, there's actually going to be an insertion point of that block. So that's what you want there. So that's insertion. So down here, we go ahead and type in insertion. INSERTION, like that. Next one looks like this here. Looks like a right angle thing. So what would that be? Okay, let's take a look at the object snap choices here. Which one would that be?
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular, exactly. So we go down here, we type in perpendicular. And nope, make sure, nope, don't want to print that, cancel that. Perpendicular. All right, there we go. And I'll go ahead and do it like this, and we'll save that. Boom, all right. And then this one looks like an hourglass. Which would that be?
Nearest.
Nearest. Now, nearest is an interesting object snap because what it does is this. When you have this, and I got a line like this, okay, and then let's say I want to draw a point on it. Let's say I want to draw a circle. I can go to circle, and I can say it allows me to pick this right here, which is an endpoint. I can go down here, and I can go down here and get this endpoint because those are running right now. If I go down here, I can go here, and that gets this right here. But what if I wanted a point that was not, that was just kind of randomly on the point? Okay, if that's what you wanted, you could go to circle, center radius. And what you could do right now is you could tell AutoCAD, you know what, I don't want an endpoint, I want a midpoint. And I'd right click my mouse and I could go here to go to my object snap overrides. Okay, when I right click, I see snap overrides, and I got nearest. Nearest does this. Let me show you what it does. So I take nearest and watch what it does. First of all, it looks like an hourglass. You see that? So I can pull it up along here and I can find any point along this line that is not an endpoint or a midpoint. So I go there and I go there. That is very useful for when you're putting in notation such as dimensions or liters, that kind of a thing. Very useful for that kind of a thing. So that's nearest. And so nearest looks like this. Looks like this hourglass type of thing. Nearest, like that. So I save that as well. Okay, we got one more. Two lines that are actually angled and facing each other. So let's go ahead and go back to AutoCAD and see what we've got there. What is in store for that one? Let's go to Object Snap Settings and back over here. Which would that be?
Parallel.
You got it, parallel. So we go back over to here and type in parallel, P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L, like that. We save the answer, boom. All right, when we have all that, we hit save and submit, and we hit OK, and it tells us, hit OK to see our results, and it tells me, hey, I got 10 out of 10 points, and that took me 3 hours and 17 minutes. I don't know how this happens. I don't know why it's telling me 3 hours. I don't get that. Anyway, that's what it said. So anyway, it gives me all the answers, and I got these right here, so that gives you feedback. Very good. So that's how we do that. So that's what the quizzes are. I put these quizzes in some time ago, and I like to kind of go over them just to kind of, so you guys, rather than, gotcha, I'd rather just have you have confidence that you guys are doing well with it, rather than kind of like, trip you up. So that's my goal. Okay, now we talked about the different intro assignments, and just to kind of go over what we've done so far, we've already talked about these. And if I go ahead and save this down here, I'll go ahead and save this to my desktop. I'll go ahead and open it. And going out to here, we'd already talked about how to make this work. And that is, I can go ahead and rotate that. We did A, we did B, we did C. And in C, we learned how to put in the X and the Y values that we talked about before, negative and positive. And then we did the D, and then we did the E. We did F, which was using an architectural template. G, which is also using architectural template. And then we did H, which is the big bracket drawing we did from last week. And then we have further than that, we got this one. Don't worry about this one yet. And don't worry about that one. And don't worry about that one. I, J, and K, we may get to in a little bit. But that is, we're going to go ahead and we're going to just kind of move on from there. And we're going to go on to what the new thing is for this week. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Construction Concepts Week 3. And I'm going to go to here. And when I go to here, I want to first of all go over a construction documents quiz. Now, for those of you that have some basis, some background in architecture, this is going to be just review. So we'll go over this construction documents quiz. Let's go ahead and go through here. And we'll go ahead and continue this. Okay, so this one is just matching. Use one of the choices below for each question. So I got foundation plan, elevation plan, electrical plan, site plan, floor plan, plumbing plan, and section plans. Let me go through this. All right, this allows multiple attempts. The easiest way to do this is just to grab this and just to copy and paste them in the section. So let's do question number 1. A drawing that displays a plan view of walls, doors, and windows is called what?
Floor plan.
Yeah, you got that floor plan. That one's a gimme, almost, you know, and we'll go ahead and go to gimme. I go up here rather. And, all right, now next one, question 2. A drawing that displays a plan view of the basement walls and underground elements is a what?
Foundation.
You got it, foundation plan, exactly. And spelling counts, you got your spelling right. So foundation plan, very good. Save that one. Next one, question 3. A drawing that displays the orthographic projection of one side of a structure is that. Now, orthographic projection, let me explain what that means. When we talk about orthographic, what does that mean? What it typically means is this. First of all, the graphic part, we understand. That means a picture, okay? So it's a picture, but what kind? Ortho. Here, let's break it down. What does ortho mean? Well, if we take the word ortho and we think about other things that orthos do, let's think about this. What does an orthodontist do? What's an orthodontist do?
Teeth straight.
He makes your teeth straight. What does an orthopedist do?
Works with your joints and stuff.
Yeah, basically fixes broken bones. There seems to be a pattern here. So essentially what it does is it takes that which is not straight and makes it straight, okay, and puts it in alignment. That's what orthographic projection is all about. It means literally a straight picture. That's what orthographic projection means. So what an orthographic projection means is taking a look at a building from the outside. So if you were to take a look at a building right from the outside, that is what is known as an elevation. Okay, that's what an elevation is. So a drawing that displays the orthographic projection of one side of a structure is called an elevation. And let me make sure I got this right. Let me see if it said elevation plan. Yeah, I did say elevation plan. So you want to type in plan, elevation plan. All right, so that's what that is. Okay, so I go over there and I do this and I save the answer. Boom. Next one, 4. A drawing that displays a cut through the body of a building perpendicular to the horizon line is a what?
Section.
A section. That's right. So it's a section plan. Section plan. And this is going to be very cool when we get into Revit. Section plan. Next, a drawing that displays a landscape architectural plan and detailed engineering drawing of proposed improvements to a lot is a what?
Site plan.
Exactly. Very good. I'm getting good feedback from you guys, at least from 1 or 2 of you. That's a good thing. Site plan. Next one. Question 6. A drawing that displays wiring, light fixtures, and switches is a what?
Electrical.
Electrical plan. You got it. And these are the basic elements that you're going to have in what is known as a set of construction documents. A drawing that displays piping, water supply, sinks, and toilets is what?
Plumbing.
Plumbing plan. You got it. Okay. Plumbing. Plumbing plan. You got it. Okay, so I got to save this. I'm going to save this one and save this one. Okay, when I've got that, I'll hit OK. And it tells me this. I hit OK. And what does it tell me? It tells me I got 7 out of 7. It took me 3 hours and 17 minutes. Okay. Don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, so we just went ahead and did that. So now we got a decent idea as far as like how these different things are. And we're learning what these basics are, construction concepts. What I typically do when I'm in a classroom setting is I have you guys do this right here, which is where I actually have you do an architectural scale practice quiz. And what this allows you to do is actually go here. Oh, I guess I'll go back here. Here's the image. Okay, this is actually what I show you. I show you guys this image right here. And what I have you guys do is I have you take a look at this. What I actually have is a depiction of a architect scale. Have any of you guys worked with an architect scale before?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
What I have right here is I have like an exercise where I actually show you guys how to work with this and actually take an architect scale and measure things out. It's actually a very good thing to know how to do. It's a very good skill, and that's what you want to have. So I've got that, but since we're not actually in a classroom setting, we're not going to go ahead and do that right here. So back over here, and so we got those basic ideas right there. So now we got a basic introduction. Now, what we're going to be doing right now as we start this next section, we're going to start to be drawing elements that are architectural in nature, meaning we're going to be doing floor plans, we're going to be doing elevations, we're going to be doing foundation plans, and we're basically going to be putting them all together for one structure. But our first floor plan is just kind of a freebie where we take a look at this. How do I make a floor plan? How do I put this together? What is involved in it? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is that. Now let me show you what this looks like. So it's over here in Autocad intro assignments. Well, actually, no, it's floor plan 1 assignment week 3. Floor plan 1 assignment. Let's take a look at it. So I downloaded, it looks like this here. And what you've got going on right here, looks like I got some chats going on right now, which I think I may have missed. So let me go back here and see. Okay, get some chats right here. Okay, so so drawings in I and J are extra credit. Yes, they are. I and J and K are all extra credit. For those of you guys are asking, and that is how that's going to be. I, J, and K. Just heard it from me now. I'll send it out a little bit later. So that's what they are. So in other words, they're worth an extra 10 points, 10, 20, 30 points. So 30 points for the 3 of them could make a difference in a grade, could make the difference between like an A and a B or a C and a B,
Does it
So that's
matter
what you
when
got
we
right
get them in?
What's that?
It doesn't matter if we get them in by a certain date.
I'm not worried about them. Nope, those are not worried about. Those are just kind of like freebies, it's like, and if you want the extra experience, then those are good exercise for you. I may change it and make I assigned, but right now it's not. It's just extra credit. If I'll be very clear if I want to do that, but for right now it's just extra credit. So don't worry about it. And if I decide that I want you to do it, I will. I don't think I'm going to have you guys do that one though, because this other project we're working on now should cover it quite nicely. So there we go. All right, what else do we have happening? Okay, looks good, looks good, looks good. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now with this is I'm going to download this image right here. And this is what you got. You guys want to do the same thing that I'm showing you right here. You want to download this. And so you go here and you download it, okay? When you download it, it's Floor Plan 1 Master 2020. I'm going to save it to my right out here. Okay, now let me show you something here. Once you have it, I'd recommend you print it. And when you print it, it will look like what I have here in my hand here. You're going to want to go ahead and print it up. So you got this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is what you're going to want to do. If I can, if it'll pick that up. It doesn't want to pick that up, does it? Okay, yes, it's because it's white. Okay, let me do this. Oh, there we go. So now if I put it against my shirt, it's okay. But this is what it looks like. And you want to print it up. Okay, so see, it doesn't want to do it. Okay, so anyway, you want to print it. Once you have it printed, it's basically going to look like this right here, which is what we have down here. So I go to here, this is what we have. I go ahead and rotate it, and we've got this. So it's like, wow, what's going on here? Well, this is a pretty basic element right here. Okay, you got some basic elements right here, and I've got the basic floor plan information. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So how do we do this? Well, whenever we're working for anything in this class, we want to go ahead and download the template. Yes, I have a template for this. And the template is located where? Well, it's right out here. So you go out here to floor plan assignment week 1, which is here. And I have the floor plan 1 drawing template. You guys follow me? You see this? It's all on Blackboard. So you start with the template and everything's going to be there for you. So you click here, you download it. Okay, now when you do it this way, I can just double click on it. It's going to start it up. So watch this. I double click on it. Boom, boom. And it's going to go ahead and open up AutoCAD with the new, let's see if it did it. Nope, I gotta get out of there first. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of there. And okay, it's right here. Here's the thing that I just started with. Now, notice that the walls were brown. They're brown right here. Okay, they're brown. You've got viewports, you got plumbing fixture, you got doors, you got these different elements right here. This is what you're gonna start with. This is what the template has. This is what I have you start with. Okay, there's actually some other content here, but let me show you something else here. So first, one thing I'm gonna show you right now is these elements right up here, they're called layers. We've already talked about layers a little bit. when you're talking about walls, and you're going to be doing this right now, one of the things I'm going to show you right here is how to make the walls show up better. There's actually two things you can do to really make the contrast better. The obvious one is this right here. I can click on the brown square and change the color by going here and changing it to yellow. Okay, yellow tends to be a universal color for walls. So I'll go ahead and do that. And so now I see walls. That looks really good up here. Also, my background here in Autocad looks a little bit, it's not a true inky black. Let me show you something. I'm going to draw a quick line here on this layer. Okay, I'll do that. So I do that. So I've got that yellow line on this dark background. Now, to change this is something you guys want to do. You want to right click your mouse and you want to go down here to options. Go down here to options. When you go to options down here, the next thing you want to do is you want to go to display. Display is right here. And this is where we can change the colors that we have involved with AutoCAD. So I can go down here and I can change my colors. So I'm going to change my colors right here. I'm going to change my background color here of this from being this 33, 40 to 48, which is actually in reality just a dark gray, and make it a true black. And when we make it a true black, it's going to go ahead and going to go to apply and close, hit OK. And look how much better that looks. Okay, that's actually a much better indicator right there as far as that goes. Now, I started to show you guys something last week. Question?
Does doing that to the background apply that to every template that you do on AutoCAD now, or just that certain one?
Every drawing that you open up from here to 4 will use that same dark black background. So you don't have to do it for every drawing. Like watch this. If I go over here to dots 2 or dots 1 right there, that also has it. Okay, so the answer is yes, that is a system variable, and that will maintain that dark black color for all of them. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, next thing. I'm just going to do one quick thing here just because I like to. I'm not telling you guys to do this. I'm just going to do this myself to help you guys. I'm going to go here to my, if I can find this real quickly, viewport control, drafting tooltip. Drafting tooltip background. Okay, I'm going to change this to, oh gosh, let's change this to something else. I'm going to go ahead and change this to something kind of like down here. I'm going to make it something like this. Hit OK, hit apply and close, hit apply, hit OK. Okay, now when I do this, if I start to draw this right now, now you'll see it's in this pink color. I just like to show you guys that just so you guys can see it a little bit easier, so that when I'm drawing, you'll say, hey, what's that pink thing? That's what I want you to do. Okay, because that's exactly what you want to do. Okay, so now let's start drawing this project. Now, the project that I have in place right here, actually what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and pull up an existing final version of it so you guys can see what it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, which is going to be floor plan 1 master. Here it is. Okay, so this is the drawing right here. Now on this one, I left the walls brown. That's okay. We've got that right there, but I can go ahead and draw this. Now you see it's got these different information. You've got your wall information. You've got your door information. You've got some plumbing information. So you got a few things going on in here. So how will we do this? What will we go ahead and do with this? Well, let's go ahead and get started with this. So first of all, I've got this one. This is my floor plan 1 mesh. This is what I want to draw. So the first thing, let's draw the outside. So the first thing, this is 35 feet. Okay, 35 feet by 25 feet. 35 feet by 25 feet. And then I come out this distance, 14'3". I come out 3 feet. I go over 3 feet, back down 3 feet, then over this distance, which would be 13 feet and 9. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Those are the things I'm going to start with right now. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start this over to here. So I'm going to start this, and I'm going to start by going to line. And I've got this right in front of me. So I'm just going to go ahead and start to draw this. I'm going to go up the back right up here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to make that 35 feet. 35, and I type in the foot symbol. Well, you know what I didn't do though? Well, I'll show you how to do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and make it 35 feet, and then I'll show you something. 35 feet, boom. Now, when I do that, I can then pull it down this way, 25 feet, the foot symbol like that. Then I go over in this direction, and I think I said it was 14'3". Yep, 14'3", boom. And then I go down this distance here, which will be 3 feet. Okay, and then over this distance, it's going to be 7 feet. And then back 3. All right. All right, and then back over in this direction, and that's going to be 13 feet 9. All right, and then I would go ahead and close it. So I close it, I right click, and I use my close command. Now, I drew this with the line command. Therefore, I would like to use my offset command, but guess what? It won't do it because I drew it with the line command. So it's like, oh man, if only I would have drawn this with the polyline command, I wouldn't be in such a woeful state. Well, it's easily fixed. And here's what I'm going to show you right now is worth the price of admission. Okay, I'm going to show you how to take lines and turn them into a polyline. It's not hard to do. In the Pylon command has a thing called the Pylon edit command. Okay, Pylon edit is under here under modify, and you can actually get it right here. It looks like the Pylon command, which looks like a sideways J. That's the Pylon command. We talked about that in the bracket discussion, but I think we did. Did we talk about the Pylon yet or no? We did? Okay. So the polyline looks like this right here. The polyline allows you to have a multi-segmented line that's all together. Let me just give you a quick example. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw one. I'm going to draw a polyline. So I go like this, and I start with my polyline. And it acts just like a line command, except for one thing. When I do that, it's all one element. That's what a polyline does as opposed to a line. So when you have an object like this, you can use your polyline edit command. And I could do this. I can grab this whole thing like this. And then once I have that, I could go up here and go to my modify and choose my Pylon edit like this. And then right there, when I have that, it asks, okay, go ahead and select it, which I didn't do. So I click on this. It says, do you want to turn it into one? Well, wait a minute. What does it say down here? It says, object selected. It's not a Pylon. Do you want to turn it into one? Oh, my option, the default is yes. So I could type in the letter Y or just hit my enter key, or I could right click and I could go ahead and choose and shoot. Let me try that again. Grab this. And do I want to turn it into one? Yes, I do. And I want to use join. So when I use join, I go down here and I grab everything. And when I do that, I hit my enter key just to finish it. And then I go here and guess what? It is all connected now. So you want to use, okay, another way to do it is use the join command. I'm going to just back up for a second here. Another easier way to do it is just select everything like this, just grab everything like I'm doing right now. And this just means just like when you click your mouse and you pull, I talked about this, didn't I? About the green background and the blue background. I talked about that. Okay, so I go like this right here and I can go ahead and grab it like this, or I can go like this. Either will work. And if I hold down the cursor, I can make any shape that I want to, you know, as far as that goes. I can go ahead and do this and hopefully do this. Doesn't work too well. I can go this way. And so I do that. And then I just type in the letter J. J for join. Type in J and hit enter, boom, and now that's all joined together. Now, one of the notes that I left on this particular page is that the outside walls, all the walls have a distance, and they're 5 feet. So I start the offset command. Now, the offset command is located, it looks right up here. It looks like the offset command is right here, and it looks like a sideways U. So I click on offset. I could also type the letter O. I type the letter O. When I type the letter O, what's the first one that comes up? Offset. I hit my enter key to accept it, and it says specify the offset distance. I just said that the walls are all 5 inches thick, so I just type in 5 and hit enter. Then I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, click on there, and pull it in. Boom, done. There it is. That's how you do that. So it's the polyline that makes the offset command so powerful. So the two work together. So you want to have that. Okay, that's how we do that. Now, before I go any further, so I don't forget what's going on, I'm going to save as. I'm going to save this as to my desktop to this right here. I'm going to call it, let's see here, floor plan 1. I'm going to make all capitals. I hate this keyboard. Okay, floor plan 1. Always like this. All right. You don't want to lose points because you don't get that. Okay, so I got this in place. Now, what do I do then? Then I would put the rest of my walls in. The walls are all in here, and they're all spaced so far away. And you could go ahead and make them with polylines now that we know how to do that. Now, we learned one thing about this right here. Now, one of the things I want to show you over here is going over here. I'm going to start with this first line right here. The distance of this line, this wall right here that I'm highlighting right now, that wall right there, it tells me right here that it's 7'4" starting from the inside corner. So I can go from here over 7'4", then I go out this distance. And this distance out here is actually supposed to be, how far is that? Let's see here, 7'4". Looks like I don't have a dimension on that.
Is it like 9'7"?
It's 9'7". I could do it that
Plus
way.
5 inches.
But yeah, I just have to subtract it out. And that's the best way to do it. You're totally right. So I'd go 7'4", then I'd go out 9'7" plus 5 inches. So it'd be a full 10 feet. So over 7'4" and out 10 feet. Does that make sense? How you get 10 feet? You take 9 feet 7, you add 5 inches to get the outside of the wall. I'll show you, and it'll make sense. So 7'4" and then 10 feet out. So let's do that. Okay. 7'4". Now to draw this, I'll start the Pylon command. I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to touch it. I'm not going to click, I touch it. And when I touch it, I can then pull over in this direction. It gives me a tracking vector, or in this direction. And either way, I can then tell how far I want to go. And the distance is 7'4". 7'4", I already saw that. So I do that. And that gives me outside this line. Now I'm going to go down. And if I typed in 9'7", that's what it shows me on the sheet. However, I want to go to the outside of that line. So I'm going to add the 5 inches. 9'7" plus 5 inches is even 10 feet.
Hey, Professor.
Yeah.
Mine did not go over. It just started the line in the corner.
Did you click in the corner?
Nope.
Do you have, okay, let me ask you a couple diagnostic questions. Okay, first of all, down here at the bottom, do you have your object snap tracking turned on?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, you have object snap and object snap tracking, and check them, make sure that you have your endpoint, midpoint, center on. Or let me know if those all check out.
Yep.
Okay, let's try this again then. Hit your escape key, and you've already got the outside lines drawn.
Yep.
Okay, start your polyline. Okay, and it should say specify start point. Let me know if it does.
Yep.
Okay, touch it here, and then without clicking, pull it over to the right.
Mm-hmm.
You see a little dash line showing up, little plus sign shows up, green plus sign shows up in the corner. You see that?
Yep.
Now type in 7'4" and hit your enter key.
Yeah, it's going to the corner.
It's going to the corner.
Like it's starting in the corner.
Okay, yeah, somehow, you want to show me your screen?
Yeah.
Should be able to do that.
It says
you
you
can't-
disabled it.
What's that?
It says you disabled screen sharing.
I didn't, if you can't do it, let me know. I can do that.
Yeah, I can't.
You can't,
can't
okay,
share.
let me try this. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Okay, let me do this. Okay, who's that speaking right now?
Brooke.
It's Brooke. Okay, gotcha. Let me go up here, Brooke. What I'm gonna do, Brooke, is I'm gonna make you right now. I'm going to make you queen for a day here. I'm gonna go and make you the co-host right now. So there you go. Yes, let's go ahead and do that, and go ahead and see me. And do you have the option right now to share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and share it. Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, we should be able to see it. Okay, there we go. And
Why is it paused?
you may have to click on share your screen right now. Even though you are sharing, you have to click the little icon that says share screen.
Yeah, it says it's paused.
It says it's paused. Okay, let's
I don't
see
know
here.
why.
Well, but yours is still okay on your side? Okay, so you're doing screen sharing right now. Yeah, it says, okay, I'm not sure why I'm not seeing it right now. We're gonna start screen sharing. Okay.
It might be because it's recording.
Might because what? Oh, it could be. Okay, let me stop the recording for a second, see if that helps. And then I'll help to remember to put it back on. Okay, so let me take it back here. Let's see here. Yes, I see your icon there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, let's see here, go back to here. Let me see if I can't stop recording. Okay, so we're back to here. Okay, so in any case, what you would do here, you actually, if it just starts in the corner, it's not the end of the world. It's just like, it's just a little bit more elegant. If I touch it here, I don't click. That's the whole thing. I don't click and I pull it over. That's the whole thought of object snap tracking. So I pull it over and I type in 7'4", hit my enter key, and I pull it down. And the distance is going to be 10 feet over there. And once I've got that, I can just pull this and go along here. And again, this is going to be 9'7" plus, so it's gonna be 10 feet 5. So I'm gonna go over 10'5", and I'd go ahead, whoop. And I don't want to do that. So 10'5", 10'5", like this. boom. And then I would go ahead and I'd go back this way. And let's see here. What's that distance? 8 feet. So it's 9 feet 7 minus 8 feet. So it's about 1 foot 7 in. So 1 foot 7, 1 foot 7. And then whoop, undo that. Well, a minute. 1 foot 7, 1 foot 7 like this, boom. And then I go over like this direction. And this is going to be, let's see here, 5 foot 10. Yep. So 5 foot 10 over there. And then I go down this way. And let's see here. And then that one's got to go down this distance. And I'm just going to park this one right here. Then I'm going to pick this one up down here just to make life a little bit easier on myself. I'm going to go up 13 foot 11 down this way. And I'm just going to connect the two. 13 feet 11. There's a few ways to do this. I'm just trying to kind of put this together. So I've got those right there. Now when I've got that is I'm just using my fillet command right here to kind of like heal those. Okay, so all of these right here, those lines right there, they would all basically be able to be offset. So I'll go to offset and I'll use 5 inches again. And I go ahead and click on this and I go ahead and pull that in. Boom, I got my wall right there. So that's how we begin to work that out right there. And I think this one might be a little bit wrong right there, but you go through and you do it that way. And you know, depending upon, you know, how you'd want to do this, it's sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not, but I'm just going to explode that. And I'm just going to do these one at a time just to make sure I've got it. So I'm going to offset this and I'm going to use 5. So this one for sure is 5 inches over. So this one from here to here, that's 5 inches over. This one from here to here, that's one that goes over that way. This one will need to go over this way. Let's see here. Yeah, that's where I got to figure it out. Okay, so then at that point, you begin to put your dimensions down to make sure it's right. And this is something I'm going to let you guys kind of figure out on your own. I'm not going to give you every detail. It's, you know, as far as that goes, it's okay. That's 10 feet. Okay, right there, as I mentioned. However, going from here to here, it's going to be 9 foot 7 like that. And if I go over from here, I can repeat my dim linear and go from this inside right here, from there, and I'm going to go over to here. Click it there, and that also says 10 feet. So that one has to be offset 5 inches over. So I can basically start my line command again and do the other. So this is how you'd begin to place these right here and how you begin to put them in place. So you'd make sure where your dimensions are, and then you go ahead and you continue on. So in this particular case, since that one's not quite right, I'm just going to do this one, even though it might be beating this up a little bit. I'm just going to go here, you go over 5 inches. Then I go right down here. And that gives me that first line right there. I click, by the way, if you want to change what a dimension's measuring, you click on it, then you just simply drag the grips. Okay, the grips allow you to do this. So then you got your perfect 9 foot 7 by 9 foot 7 dimension there. And you can click on this as well and drag it over here. And you just drag your grips like that. One other thing I'm going to show you right here is you see how my dimensions are overlapping? That is completely improper. Let me show you how to fix that real quickly right here. There's a little command called dim break. Now to get the dim break going, the easiest thing to do is type it. D-I-M-B-R-E-A-K, dim break. All right. And then what you do is you click on one of them. Then you click on the other one. Watch what happens. Boom, it breaks it. So you're able to use that. That's called dim break. Okay, that's how you go ahead and clean that up. Okay, so now that you got this, you got a basic idea as far as how this all works, and then you could just continue on with the rest of these. And my mouse is acting up right now. Can you guys, am I coming through okay still, guys?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're still here.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so we'll go through there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a couple dimensions here, make sure we are where we should be. So this one is supposed to be 8 feet, and right there it's 8 foot 5. So I have to offset that line. So I'll offset this line 5 inches. I'll go from here to here, like there. That's how it's supposed to be. And I click on this, and that will make that 8 feet. All right, like that. Then I go ahead and move that over to the appropriate layer by going over here and changing that to dimensions like that. And it looks like there's a question or some chat. Are the lines supposed to be brown or yellow? Okay, what I did is I just changed them from the default was brown, but I made them yellow so they're easier to see. I mentioned that earlier. So when you're finally done with them, you can submit them as either color. I will not grade you down either way. That's fine. Yellow is actually easier to see. So I would probably expect you guys to make them yellow and leave them yellow. I will accept them either yellow or brown. Thank you for asking the question. That's good thinking there. Okay, so I got that right there. And so now that I've got that in position there, I've got the rest of these lines right here. Let me do this one right here. Let me do it, verify this one right here. And you can see as I go through here to here, that's 13 feet 11 right there. So that one's good. And so what I need to do is I need to offset this line, offset this line here. So I go ahead and go from here, 13-foot line over like that. And then what I need to do is this other one's supposed to be 10 foot too. Let's see how close I am there. See if I'm close here or if I'm off. And that's probably gonna be 10 foot 7 is what, yeah, it's 10 foot 7. So I got to offset this one too. And so you're seeing that right now, it's a little bit of a process where you just have to kind of like make sure you are where you need to be on these things. Now, I'm going to show you a quick trick for fixing all these corners, and that's the trim command. I went to the trim command in bracket, but if I start the trim command right here, watch what it does. It looks like a pair of scissors. And when you click on it, everything is now game, and you can actually go through here and you can actually begin just getting rid of things that you don't want. And this is how you'd actually go through here and kind of clean up these corners. And like this and so forth. So that's how we go ahead and do that. I could also go right to here and I could go ahead and do this. And we'd go ahead and make that happen. Another thing you can do is to actually heal these corners. I can type in F for fillet, and with no radius specified, I can go here and here. And with that, I can actually go through these one at a time and fix these corners with the fillet command. So I'm not going to show you every line as far as it goes. The rest of the lines, you can figure that out. But that's how we go ahead and begin to draw this. That's how we go ahead and put this together. That's how we make that work right there. I'll just do one more thing, and that is to extend these. So I'll use my extend command. I'm just typing it in because I'm old school. I'm going to go to extend right here, boom, and extend command there, and then there. Yeah, boom, wrong way. Okay, like that. I don't need this one. All right, get rid.
How did you do the extend again?
I typed it. I typed in the command extend. Let me show you how to do that. There's another way to do it though. You can go right up here, trim and extend are on the same location right here. You can either type in the word extend or click on it. When you click on it, extend, just ask you, hey, what do you want to extend? So if I go ahead and hover my cursor here, it assumes you want to go that direction with it. Here, it assumes you only want to go that far. So you got to hit it twice like that. That's how you'd use extend. And then I just use trim, and trim and extend, again, they share the same location here. We just go here and get rid of these little things that we have there. And we finally do this. Does that answer your question there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Extend will automatically just go up to the next line.
Yep. It'll, by default, it will automatically, you can specify where you want the boundary to be, but by default, it's just going to go to the next logical line that would stop it. Okay, that's all it's going to do right there. You guys hold up okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, what we're gonna do right now is we're going to take a just a little break. I want to just give you guys a chance to kind of like get up and stretch. So just go ahead and we're gonna take like 3-4 minutes. Let's just go ahead and take a little coffee break. We're gonna stop for just a couple minutes and then we'll come right back at it. I got more to show you and we will continue on. You guys are doing great. You're holding up great. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Okay, can you guys hear me all right?
Got you.
Yeah, I
Yep.
can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, I'll tell you what, Brooke, let's go ahead and do this real quickly. Do this with me right now. Just zoom to an empty part of your drawing, okay? Let me know when you got that.
All right.
Okay. Okay, just use your line command and just draw a straight line like that, a straight vertical line.
All right.
Okay, now start your line command again
Mm-hmm.
and just touch it without clicking and drag it over to the right. And you should see that. It's a tracking vector.
Yeah.
You see it? Okay, so pulling it over to the right, type in 10 feet.
That one did work.
Yeah, that's how you'd go ahead and do that. So I'm not sure what's going on in the other location, but that's the proof of concept, okay? So now that you know it works, try to make it work on yours, okay?
Yeah,
That help?
That's the hope.
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it. It's takes a little bit of experience, but like when I'm learning AutoCAD, if I can't get to work in a drawing, I pull it off to a blank area, treat it like a sandbox, and then I just get it right. And then once I understand it, I use in the drawing. Okay. Got it, Brooke?
I just don't understand why.
I'm
it's
not.
doing
I'm
that.
not sure
Where the
either.
paper?
I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm not sure. Maybe the lines are not connected in the corner. I don't know. But I don't know. But it should work like that because that's just how it. That's how it's commit. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, we're gonna keep on going here, guys. And you guys are doing great. You're doing awesome. We're gonna continue on through here. And next thing I want to talk about are blocks. Okay, blocks are something in AutoCAD that allow you to actually place an object that you're going to draw over and over and over again. This could be a piece of furniture, it could be a door, it could be a window. I'm going to show you guys how to place those right now. So to place these right now, I'm going to start with my door. Okay, so the door, how do I do this? Well, let me show you this. First, I'm going to change my layer to doors, which is right here, which is a red layer. Okay, now here's the next thing. You'll notice that in the drawing, all of the doors are 3 feet. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, so what's going on? I'm going to show you something else here, and that is this. Okay, to start to place a door or any of the blocks, you type the letter I. And when you type the letter I, you'll notice that one of your choices is insert. You just want to hit your enter key to accept insert, and it's going to open up this right here, which is your block palette. You can also get it by going up here to insert and going to insert and looking at your blocks right here. You can do it this way as well. There's a couple different ways to do the same thing. So I'm going to go here to the current drawing. When I go to current drawing, I have all this content. Okay, so I've got this door right here. So watch what happens. I'm going to click on this door. I'm going to pull into my drawing. Okay, now when I pull into my drawing, you'll notice that right now I can go ahead and place it where I want to. However, when I place it, it just leaves it there. It doesn't let me rotate it or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to change it over here in the insert the block palette here. Down here, you'll see rotation is one of the options. So when I do this, I can click on rotation. Then I can go ahead and click on this and then watch. I can take this and touch it here and move it to a certain location. In this particular case, I would want it to be, oh gosh, looks like it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm going to go ahead and click there. I'm going to go and rotate it. You'll notice I can go ahead and rotate it then like this. So once I rotate it, I could then shift it into position. And I didn't give you guys necessarily a particular location for this. So one of the things you can do is if you want to move something, you can click it like this right here. And when there's a grip on it like this, you can hold your control key down and use your arrow keys just to slide it into position. Okay, that's something you can do right there. And that's something that you can do. And the next thing you can do right now is it's supposed to be flipped right now, isn't it? So I'll click on that. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to mirror it. Okay, so it's like it's yeah. Okay, so I've got a right-hand dorsal, I got a left-hand dorsal. Okay, this one is not flipped. Okay, looks like we've got that. So I'd have to mirror it. Okay, so to mirror it, we already learned a little bit about mirroring, but I've got this right here. So what I'd want to do is I want to mirror it. So I can go back over here, and we talked about the mirror command. So I can mirror it by clicking on this. When I click on that, I can then click on this I can click on this location here, and I can go ahead and mirror it and go like that with it. That's the location I want it. Erase source objects. In this case, yes. Then I go ahead and go here, and I can go ahead and use my control key and move it down, okay, which is what I'm doing here. And just move it in position right there. And here, this one right here, I think it's actually, this one actually has to go that way. So I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move it so that this line actually connects right over to here like this, like that. And that's how I'm gonna do that. And then the last thing I would do is I would actually go ahead and I would go ahead and I would go to my walls and I'd go ahead and draw lines from here straight across. You want to go draw them straight across like I'm doing right here, here and here, like that. And then you would just use your trim command to get rid of these right there. So you go there and like that, boom. And that's how you go ahead and place that. Now, the next wall that's near there is a 4-foot wing wall, and it goes 4 feet 4 out. So I'll go to line, and I'll go ahead and touch it here. And let's see, that's supposed to be 4 feet out. So let me see if I can, let's see if I got that right. So I'll go here, I'll go down 4 feet. Okay, 4 feet, and I'll go 4 foot 4. You give me that little wing wall, then I go ahead and pull this down, and that's going to be 5 inches. And I pull that over. And this is how we begin to construct this. And so as you put this together here, all the different techniques are all going to kind of like begin to build as you go along here. So that's how you put it in there, just using the basic commands. You're going to be doing quite a bit of, okay, looks like I got that wrong. How did I get that 4 feet 7? It's supposed to be 4 feet. It's supposed to be 4 feet. Huh, how did I do that? Okay. Looks like I didn't get that correctly. So let me fix that. So let me get rid of this. Okay, so if that happens, like I just did, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna start right here and go down 4 feet. So I'll type in 4 right here. Okay, it's supposed to go there. Okay, that's what my problem is. Okay, so what my problem is my door is a little too far down here. So I'm just gonna have to go ahead and fix that. So let me just do a couple things here. I didn't have my door placed correctly for the start, so I'm just gonna do it this way, because that's not how you want to do things. So I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to grab these, move it down just a little bit, grab it down and move it like this. So it's a little closer to here. There we go. Then I just do my line, and this one's got to come down again 4 feet, like we said. Okay, that one's better. And then 44. Actually, it's supposed to be 4 foot 4. So 4 foot 4, that'd be 52. I'll just say 4 foot 4. Boom. All right, and then go to 5, and then back like that. Then trim. Okay, and that's how we go ahead and do that. Now, let me put my dimensions in there just to make sure we are where we should be. And, you know, at this point, it's kind of like lather, rinse, and repeat. It's all going to be the same thing. You just have to build these concepts on each other. And there we go, 4 foot. And then over here, and you just got to make sure they're right. And if they don't, guess what? You know how to move things. You know how to mirror things. We learned all that. So this is just going to be a great reinforcement of all those different skills that you have learned heretofore. So that is how we go ahead and place a block. That's how we go ahead and place those. So that's the basics of how you place a block. I'm going to show you how to place a window. Then I'll let you guys take it from there. Okay, so to place this window, on the back part of this one right here, I'm going to go right here. You've got this right here. You got a 4 foot window right here, and it's 12 foot 9 from the edge. So what I like to do here is I like to give myself a marker, 12 foot 9 inches away from the corner, 12 foot 9, and that's where this 4 foot window is going to be centered. So go back over to here, and I'm going to start my line command. I'm just going to start it right here, and we said 12 foot 9. So 12 foot 9, hit my enter key, boom, and that's where we're going to start it. Going to go ahead and bring it up like that. I'll just go ahead and pull it in like that. And that's where it's got to go. So that's a 4 foot window. We said that. So the 4 foot window I put together here, I'm going to change this over to my windows layer, and I grab my 4 foot window, and I put this together so that the midpoint is the snapping point. So I go ahead and do that, and it automatically finds it right here. So I'm going to click it there, and I can rotate it if I want to. In this case, I don't have to. I just go ahead and delete this line. There's nothing wrong with this approach right there. Now I'm going to measure it and make sure it is where it's supposed to be. And I'll go here, and I'll go ahead and touch it here, and I'll go here, and we'll do that, 12 foot 9, that's it. So that's how we go ahead and do that. So what you've got going on right here, these are the basics right here. This is how you put in the, this is how you put in your door blocks and your window blocks, and then you just got to kind of like, you know, get fussy and put them where they're supposed to be. Now over here, I've got a few elements. I've got a bathtub here. I'm going to take this, I'm going to touch it here and pull it down again along the wall here. And then I can rotate it. And I can do the same thing with this toilet. Take the toilet and touch the wall and pull it down and kind of place it somewhere right along the wall. And then it wants to rotate it. So I go ahead and do that. Then I grab the sink. Same thing. I go ahead and touch it somewhere like here and go ahead and touch it there. Boom, there it is. And that's how we put those elements in. And then the very last thing is to play, I'll put this door in here. And so I'll go to my door layer and I'll go ahead and touch this. And the door is supposed to be 2'2" from the edge here. So I'll just go ahead and go here. 2'2" plus 3 feet. So 5'2". So 5'2", boom. That should be about perfect, right like that. And, you know, obviously using your adding and subtracting is going to help you in this whole thing. I don't want to give you every single dimension just because there is a place where anytime you're working in AutoCAD, you're going to have to do some math in your head and so forth. One thing I will show you that's kind of cool here is AutoCAD has a tool that if you need to do a quick calculation here or there, there is a tool called Quick Calc, which is actually located right here. You see right there, I'm hovering my cursor over it and I click on it. When I click on it, it opens up this quick calculator right here. This quick calculator is what I can use. I can do simple calculations. Like let's say I said, I can go ahead and type in these different kinds of elements right here. And I can go ahead and change it to be different kinds of values right here, different kinds of things. I could do units conversion, you know, and so forth. I could do a few things, but for right now, it's just, you know, basic stuff. So I can say 5, you know, plus 6, and then equals 11. Okay, so if you need to kind of like do some calculations, like there's the quick calculator, which is right there. It's called Quick Calc. All right, so then I've got this right here, and I'm going to use my trim command, get rid of these items right here, here and there, boom, boom, there we are. And then this would actually be moved over to the side just so that it is a little bit more elegant. And that's how we go ahead and place that. And this is how we place these items together here. And then I can grab this and pull it over just so that it looks a little better like that. And that's how we go ahead and move those around. So that's how we go ahead and place these and check our dimensions, okay? So that is how we go ahead and make those work. So that's how we'd add, place our walls, place our doors, place our plumbing fixtures and windows. All that is how we go ahead and do that right there. So that is how we go ahead and make that happen. Any questions about that at all?
No.
Okay. All right, well, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to, I think we're going to park it right there. That's a good amount right there to keep us going right here. That will keep us, and then you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to call an audible right now. And since you guys are all here, what we're going to do is I am going to do this. I'm going to change it. I said I might change it. I am. I'm going to have you guys do drawing I, all right? Drawing I, which is a little bit different. But we're going to go ahead and do that. So follow along with me. I'm going to have you guys do drawing I right now. So it's no longer extra credit. It's an assignment. So drawing I, let's go ahead and take a look at that. I'm going to go ahead and take a look. I'm going to open up drawing I here. And when I do that, let me show you what this looks like. Drawing I. Let's see here. Drawing I looks like this here. Okay, here is drawing I. It looks like this right here. That's what it looks like when you're all done with it. And you're going to notice it's got a few elements in here right now. So I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and work on this right here. This is drawing I. All right, now drawing I right now, what it's got going on is there's a few different things happening right here. Okay, there's a question. Okay, we'll take the question. Can you reiterate how to get the bathtub and window shapes? Yes. What you would do is to get the bathtub and window shapes, you would do this. You would do it in a couple different ways. First of all, you're using what are called blocks. This element over here, over on the side here, this is called your blocks palette. If I close out of it, you don't see it. Now you don't. And if you type in the letter I, you'll notice that right down here, it says insert right there. Insert shows up right there. You click there and there it is. Okay. And then you just pull them in. Okay, does that answer your question? You can chat me back. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. All right, very good. So that's how we go ahead and do that. So this one shouldn't be too hard. Now I'm going to show you this actual drawing I is kind of fun. This drawing I looks like this right here. I'm going to turn off my line weights just so you guys can see this. And what you got is a few things going on right here. So this is we're going to work on drawing I, and then we will yeah, we'll do the next thing from there. So drawing I looks like this. So what about it? So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to close out of this one and don't need to save changes on this one. This one right here, I'm going to close out of there. Save changes. Yeah, I'm going to save changes on that. And then this one right here is what I want to draw. Now, what do I do here? Well, guess what? Professor Tom has a template for everything. So go out here to AutoCAD Intro Assignments Week 2. And as I said, right down here, you've got right here, Drawing Eye Hub Tutorial Part 1. This is how to actually draw this. I actually show how to do this. And then down here, you'll see I've got Drawing Eye Template, Hub 2019. Right, so I've got this right here. So this is the template you want to use, the Drawing Eye template. So I go to here. Let me show you how to do this. So go to Drawing Eye template and it downloads it. So now when it's right here, I can just double click on it and boom, it opens it up. And what I've got going on here is something very interesting. I have a donut. Well, what in the world is a donut? Okay, well, hey, first of all, quick question for you. Have any of you guys ever tried Ridge Donuts?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're so good.
Aren't they the best?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. What's your favorite Ridge Donut?
Bavarian cream. They're massive.
All right. I haven't had that one. My favorite is the hand cut glazed. I'm old school. Have you guys had the hand cut glazed?
Yeah.
It's like fried dough, man. It's awesome. It's fried dough with sugar on it. What's not to like? All right, yeah. So anyway, Rochester is an awesome city because it's got Ridge Donuts. And I've been living on this planet for nearly 60 years. And Ridge Donuts are the best donuts I've ever had in my life. Okay, so what you would do here is a couple things. First of all, you've got your drawings, and we're going to go ahead and draw this thing. So let's take a look at this first of all. This is what it looks like when it's all done. So the first thing you've got is a thing called a donut. Okay, it says right here, donut. ID and OD. Who knows what ID and OD stand for? Anyone have an idea?
Inner diameter.
Inner
and outer.
diameter, outer diameter.
Yeah, inner diameter and outside diameter. So essentially what this is, it's like making an O-ring. The command makes an O-ring. There actually is a command in AutoCAD called donut. There actually is an AutoCAD command that does this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to switch our layer to this particular one right here, which is going to be big circles. So go over here. I'll switch my layer here to big circles. Oh, looks like I've got circles and big circles, but I can just use circles. That's okay. So go here and I'll use circles. Okay, I'll use circles. And what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to go to my draw drop-down panel. What I do here, look what I've got right here. I got a command called a donut. You could also type in the word donut, okay? So if I type in donut, D-O-N-U-T, like that, hit my enter key, boom. It asks me to specify the inside diameter, okay? Now, what I'd shown you before was that the ID and the OD, 5.75 is the inside diameter, 6 is the outside. So I'll go here. And so I'll go ahead and type in, start the command, oops, not that, no, don't want to do that. Okay, so 5.75 is the inside diameter. It's asking me, see it says right here, specify inside diameter of donut, it's saying that. And so I type in gosh, come on. Okay, 5.75. Okay, and the outside diameter is 6, so I type in 6. Now watch what happens when I type in 6. Boom, it gives me this right here. I drop it. Okay, that is how we go ahead and put that together. So boom, that's in there right now. So that gives us the basis for the whole thing. Now I'm going to show you something else here. To label that, you would go ahead and use what is called, I've used dimensions right here. And what I want to do is to put a leader on that. This is right here. This is a leader. Now a leader is a different kind of item. A leader allows you to place a note with an arrow on it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and choose my leader right here. And again, it's right here, dimension. You've got all these things here, and underneath here, you got leader. So click on leader. I'm going to pick a point on here somewhere. So I want to pick a point somewhere. Now you'll notice I can't pick anywhere except the top or over here. I want to pick someplace up here. So to do that, I'm going to right click my mouse, go to my OSNAP overrides, and go to nearest. I talked about this before. So I'll go ahead and go here, and I'll click there, and I'm going to pull it over the side. And I'm going to go ahead and type in donut ID. ID equals 5.75. OD equals 6. Look at that. And then when you're done, here's the thing. When you're done with these right here, okay, I'm not going to right click, because if I right click, AutoCAD will think I want to put more notes in. So instead of that, I can go ahead and click right up here. It says close text editor, the green check mark, or I can click outside the box. They both do the same thing. I click outside the box, it does this. There's the donut ID, and you got that right there. Don't worry that it's underlining. You could get into the formatting of that, but for right now, we're just going to leave that. So that's the donut right there. So I have that in place. Now, the next thing I want to point out is a couple of circles here. I've got a couple of circles around the outside here. I've got one here that's diameter of 7.25 and another that's a diameter of 8.25. And then I have one over here, which is 4.5. So I have 3 circles that I have to draw. They're going to be on the blue layer. So I'm going to do those right now. So I'm going to do, and these are diameter. Okay, so I go to circle, center, diameter. And you'll notice when I hover the cursor over it, I got to hover over the edge, and then I get the center right here. So the first is going to be 4 point, whoops, gosh, I have a tough time with this here. Keep on, I've got this, this keyboard I'm using right now. It's giving me fits. All right, we'll go to here, and we'll go here, we'll go to there, and we're going to type in 4.5 for this one, 4.5, boom. There's that one. Then I want to go ahead and do a couple more. Now, if I right click my mouse, let me show you something here. This is a teachable moment here. If I start the repeat circle command right here, it asks me to go ahead and place this, which I want again. Now you'll notice it right down here, it's asked me for a radius instead of a diameter. So to tell it I want to give it a diameter, I have to click it. So I tell it I want to give it a diameter. So I click there, not prompts for diameter. So 7.25, I think it was. Yeah, 7.25. Then another one's going to be 8.25. One more repeat circle. Same thing. I got to go to the center, and then I'm going to right click and choose diameter. I can do it this way too, and type in 8.25 like that. Boom. So when I've got that, it looks like that. That's with all my points right there. So I use that, and that is how we go ahead and get started. Now, to identify these others, I can go here and I could say, show me the diameter of this. So I go to diameter here, and this is where I could actually click on this and pull this out there. And that gives me this, and this gives me this. This is where, you know, Autocad just does so much for you, which is really kind of cool. I just identify these right there. And of course, those need to be on the diameter layer, just so that they look, dimension layer rather. So those are how those look. Now, one more thing. We talked about the Polyline command. One of the things you can do with the Polyline is you can actually give the Polyline a thickness. You can give it a width. You can actually make it a little bit thicker, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to show you some really cool things right now. Okay, we're going to put a couple things together, and once you see these, it's going to make a ton of sense. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I'm going to show you this right now. Now you're going to notice it up here. It says P-line. P-line is the Autocad shortcut for Polyline. P-line is Polyline. And what does it tell me the width is?
0.5 or 0.05.
0.05, yes, okay. So what I want to do is I want to draw a polyline with a width of 0.05. So let me show you how I do that. Okay, so first of all, I go back over to here and I change my current layer to P lines, okay, make it P lines. Then what I want to do is I want to draw a polyline from up here to down here. So to do that, I want to use the quadrant object snap. So I just go ahead, and as I'm in here right now, I can right click and try that one more time. Repeat P line, and then I can right click. Okay. That doesn't want to do, snap overrides. Yes. I'll go to quadrant. Okay, so I'll go, no, it doesn't. Okay, we'll try this again. Let's repeat P line. I'm going to shift right mouse click and use quadrant. I'll go from here. You can also just turn this on. Now, as I'm drawing this right now, you'll notice that right now it's not giving me any thickness. So I'll just draw it right from there to there. Now, once it's drawn, it just looks like a line, okay? But we learned how to fix this. If I double click on it, I can go here and I can go to width, okay? When you double click on a polyline, it lets you change the width. So what do we say the width was?
0.05.
Yeah, 0.05, boom, there it is. See, it's got a thickness now? All right, now, here's the thing. I need 48 of those. I need 48 of those all the way around. Now that's going to be kind of that's a tall order. So how do I get 48 of these around? Well, there's fortunately a tool called the array command, which allows you to do what's called a polar example of this, to make a polar pattern of a particular item. So that's actually really easy to do. So I'll show you how to do this right now. So to do this, we will use the array command. The array command I showed you guys last week with the bracket command. The array command is right here. You got a rectangular array, path array, and polar array right here. So you go to polar array. So you click on polar array, you go here, and I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on this, and I click on this. This is what I want to copy. Once I've got that, it says one found. How do I tell AutoCAD I'm done selecting objects?
Enter.
Enter or right click. They both do the same thing. Now it asks for the center point of the array. I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. Want to get the center? Make sure I get the center. So I go right here to the center. Boom. And look at that. It's starting to give me these already. So I know how many items I want, which is 48. So I just type in 48, hit enter. And boom, when I do that, it shows up. And then I hit this green check mark. And that's how I go ahead and put those all together. So now that I've got that, I've got the basics together for everything else that I want to draw here. Okay, so those are the things I want to draw. So I went ahead and did that. Now the rest of these items are all going to be using your basic construction techniques that we've learned before. You've got these green lines, and these are just lines, okay? And there's 24 of those, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go back to here, and I'll go ahead and draw those. So first of all, I'll change my layer over here to lines, okay? And I'll go ahead and draw this line. I'll go from here right down to here like that. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'll make an array of those. So I'll make an array of these and polar arrays right here. So I'll click on this, right click, and I want to go ahead and array this around. And for this one, I'm going to make it 24. So I type in 24, hit enter, boom, and now I got 24 of those. So now this thing's really starting to take some shape here, okay? It's really pretty good. The rest of this is where it can kind of like drive you a little bit crazy. And I'm not going to give you every little detail about this, but I'll give you a couple different things just so you get the idea here, okay? I didn't give you every dimension. You actually have to think a little bit here, okay? You have to figure some stuff out here. You can do it. It's not too hard. You're just going to have to maybe use some cells that have maybe been asleep for a while, okay? So what you've got here is you have these lines that actually bisected. So it's always a good idea to get those in there first of all. So let's draw those in. So I'm going to start with my line command, just straight up the middle. This can just be a line, doesn't have to be a polyline. And my cursor's acting up on me. All right, I'm going to go right to here, and then straight down. Boom, boom. There we are. We're going to do this again. Repeat line over from here. Boom, boom, like that. So we have those in place. Okay, that's pretty easy. We all have used this before. And then here's another thing here. I actually have some diagonal lines. See these? I got these diagonal lines here. So I want those as well. So I can go ahead and do those as well. How do I do that? Well, I can do it a couple different ways. I could rotate them. I could rotate these, grab both these, and hit here. And I really want to rotate these. Rotate this. Rotate this. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and go here. I'm going to make it 45 degrees like that. So go ahead and do that. And it's locked in at 45, but I could type it in if I wasn't sure. Hit enter. And there it is. That's locked in at 45 degrees. Okay, that's what we want right there. And then I'd put the other ones in that I had before. So I'd go ahead and put my lines back in like I had. And as I'm doing this right now, it's really starting to kind of come together. It's starting to look like something. All right, so go to here, and then we got that. Now, the next thing I've got is I then have this issue where I've actually got these lines here that are offset. So I got this line here, all right? I got this line here. All right, and it tells me right here what the distance is. It's 0.5. So it's 0.5 to get these other green lines in. So that means I need to offset these lines 0.5 away to get those others, 0.5. All right, so which is exactly what I'm going to do here. Before I go any further, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save it as, and I'm going to go to the desktop. I'm going to call it right here. I'm going to call it drawing or drawing. Okay, drawing I dash Brendan. Always with your last name like that. Do that. Okay, so there it is. Okay, now that I have this in place right here, I've got that. And now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start to offset some of these to give myself some more information. So I'm going to offset one of them, and it's 0.5 in each direction. And so it's going to be 0.5 is the distance. And I'm just going to go ahead and start with this side right here, there, and there. And then I go over here and there, like that. So that gives me all those right there. Okay, now what I want to do is now I want to basically fillet these, okay, because they have this right here, this curved part right here. Rather than drawing an arc, I want to fillet those. So what's the size of those? How do I know how big they are? Well, fortunately, I have a notation right here. It tells me the diameter of this is 1. Okay, now here, I'm going to ask you a tricky question right now. If that is a diameter of 1, what would the radius be?
0.5.
0.5, you got it. So I'll just go ahead and use fillet and do that. So I'll just go ahead and I'm going to go to radius. I'm going to go to my fillet command here. So I got my fillet command, which is right up here. I got fillet and chamfer. So go to fillet, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to my radius. I'm going to make it 0.5. Okay, I'm going to do one other thing here. I'm going to change the trim option right here so that it doesn't trim these lines right here, just to make life a little bit easier so I don't have to draw everything all over again. I'm going to trim. I'm going to say no trim. Don't do a trim on this. And so I go here and watch what I get here. Boom to boom. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? I can go ahead and do my multiple on this. So I'll go ahead and go to here. And this is with the no trim option. I can go ahead and get rid of the other thing later, but for right now, I just want to go ahead and do this. This is how I go ahead and do this. And I can go ahead and trim those out later, okay, which I could do now. And so I could trim it, and I can now trim this and trim this. That just keeps it. If you don't do it this way, you have to go back and you have to draw the lines over again. So rather than do that, I just doing it this way to make life a little bit easier. Okay, so that's how you do that. Now we're looking pretty good here. And so that's all looking great. Now, what's the last thing I got to do? Now I have these lines that out here, these outside lines, and these are 3. So these are offset 1.5 from the center all the way around. So 1.5. So I'll offset those as well. So offset 1.5, boom. And I'm going to go ahead and offset this one from here over to there, here, over to there, here, over to there, and here down to there. Okay, so I have those. Okay, that gives me basic things. Now, what I've got when I've got that in place right here is that each of these different locations right here, now I've got these different intersections where these things go. So this circle right here, this circle right here, there are, this circle has a diameter of 0.5, and those actually meet all those intersection points. So I'll go ahead and start circle. First, I'll change this. Circle diameter 0.5. Boom. It's going to ask where do I want to go with it. Try that again. Circle center diameter. I first got to tell where I want it to go. I'm going to go here and 0.5. Boom, like that. So I've got that. Then I can just copy it because I know where I've got to go. I've got to go to these different locations here. It's going to take it, and I will simply go around the plan here and place these. And this, I'd go ahead and do this. And I want to be careful that I get right at this intersection point right there, not something else. And so a lot of this is just paying really close attention so that you're not getting, there's an old saying that goes, close only counts in horseshoes, and who can complete the sentence?
Hand grenades.
Hand grenades, you got that right. Okay, so close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Okay, and so there you got that. So go ahead and put those around here. Now, next thing I'm going to do, now I have those last little circles are here. I'll show you how to do these, and I'm going to let you guys go. These are going to be a diameter with 0.25. So I'm going to go and start these. So how do I place these? Well, these actually have different intersection points. I'm going to go ahead and start one here. It's going to be 0.25 like that. Okay, so I've got that. Now that one, that's actually, that's great. Then I can use what the heck, I'm going to freestyle. Let's mirror that. So I'll mirror it over in this direction, here to here, and I'll go like there, boom, there we go. No, and so I got those. Then I can go ahead and repeat the mirror now from here to here. And this is just to show you how you can use different tools to make this work. And, not necessarily any one of them has to be used, but this is just how I'd go ahead and make this work for you guys. And I'd go ahead and, so then I go ahead and copy them around too, if I wanted to. I could copy them into the appropriate locations, which is going to be these intersections. And so I'd go from here, that right there, yeah, there and there. And there and there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to touch it here, and then over here, I want it to actually be where this intersection of these two is, right? That. So I just use this, and I go ahead and touch it here, and find the point there. And I touch it here. I pull over to here, and I do the same thing one more time here and go to there. And that is how I place those. And I think that's all right, isn't it? No, I might have. No, I think I missed them. Went the wrong way on those. Okay. Oop. Let's go back. Let's bring them back. Go back. Boom, boom. Okay, and I got these in the wrong location. So I'll get rid of this one and this one. Yeah, I missed it. I went the wrong way. I went to the wrong side of these. So I'll go ahead and copy this. Okay, so look from here. I want this to go actually from this location here to there. Yeah, that's where I want it to go to. And then what I'll do is once I have that, I can just put this at the intersections, and I can delete that particular, those lines right there. And that gives me the foundation for those. Yeah, so leaving them in place actually was helpful. And that is how we go ahead and make that happen. And then you go ahead and put your dimensions on and so forth and trim out the remaining things. But that is how you go ahead and do this one right here. That is using primarily the polar array command and then some other things right there. So that's it right there. So due for next week is going to be floor plan 1, which is the one that we worked on, and then drawing I. Floor plan 1 and drawing I. That's what's due for next week. I will send you an email to that end. As always, what I always do here, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to park it right here. I'm gonna hit there. I'm going to stop the